A Tale of Chance Encounters. Alicia's Recipe of Romance. Written by Kiva Hart. Narrated by Araceli. Chapter 1. A Risky Proposition. Life has a very simple plot. First, you're here, and then you're not. Then, when you finally finish that stage, you wonder how you sailed through so fast. The day I took my first step on Northwestern University's soil, I could see myself broken in a matter of days. Next, I see myself fighting through the maelstrom of college. And now, not surprisingly, I come out unscathed and alive. Once, I was a helpless girl who couldn't even stay awake for a single class. Now, I've battled through 3 good years and come out the woman life there has shaped me to be. And now, I'm holding my first employment letter high up in the club, surrounded by friends, drink in hand, music blaring, hips swaying. The crowd cheers and the DJ plays a popular mix that drives us crazy. Woohoo! We bounce around all night, bodies soaked in the swaying neon lights, dancing at places before they become so packed that it is impossible to do anything without colliding with sweaty people on the dance floor. When I feel my body again, I regret wearing 5-inch heels. Come on, Seline. I grab my best friend's hand and lead her from the dance floor. Party Rock Anthem by LMFAO drops and I hear screams. Don't tell me you're giving up so soon, darling. You just landed your dream job. Seline shouts above the blare of the speakers while she sways to the song's drop. Come on, I shout back and grab her again. A statuesque hostess leads us to the second floor and opens a roped-off reserved table that overlooks the packed dance floor below. What can I have sent over here for you ladies? We ordered extra dirty martinis and looked around in awe. The club is massive, and everything from the velvet seats to the shiny black granite bars is top of the line. I feel like a celebrity, I say, and I saw you fooling around with Jake back there. Your boyfriend will not be happy about that. Soon-to-be ex-boyfriend? Seline corrects me, and I was not fooling around with Jake. Yet. I saw the way you looked at him. Seline scoffs. Stop making tonight about me, girl. We're here to let loose and have fun, not talk about my doomed love life. Seline laughs and pulls me in for a salsa kind of dance. I don't object, even though I feel eyes on us. They probably wonder how drunk we are to do salsa dance with Pop, but I don't care. I couldn't get my cue, so I must interrupt you ladies. A deep, raspy voice comes from my left, and we stop. There, I see the silhouette of a tall man leaning against the wall. I can't exactly make out his features, but I see his gaze traveling a slow journey from my feet up to my bare legs, pausing at my short gown's edge, then wandering over my hips, taking a brief pause at my breast, and eventually finding its way to my face. He pushes off the wall and stands tall, catching the lone ray lighting the place. The blue streak illuminates his face, and I do a double take. He is gorgeous. Drop-dead gorgeous. He is dressed entirely in black, simple and sleek, yet there is an edge to how he looks. Black hair tousles in a sexy, I don't give a shit way, but still looks perfect way. Sharp, alpha male features, a square, rugged jaw, adorned with a touch of Dale stubbled on sun-kissed skin, a strong, straight nose, and large, alluring eyes the color of the sea. Those are now staring intently at me. Without looking away, he raises his arms casually. Checking for battle scars before you decide if I'm worthy of talking to you? He is gorgeous, all right, but definitely an asshole. He's so my type. That won't be necessary, I respond, trying to maintain my composure. You don't seem very pleasant. I'd rather not engage with you. But your eyes suggest otherwise. The attractive stranger counters, while Seline mutters a flimsy excuse and slips away, clearly attempting to set me up with him. As much as I dislike the idea, a part of me strangely allows it this time. Just go away. Let me buy you a drink, he says bluntly, making me chuckle at his directness. I wasn't sure if I should approach you, but I'm glad I did. Why is that? Because you secretly enjoy my persistence. I roll my eyes. Fine, I did need another drink anyway.
Great, let's both have a triple peppermint schnapps.
I allow the intriguing stranger, whom I mentally name Hot Stranger, to lead me to his booth, where he signals the waitress and orders our drinks. He glances around the busy club before asking,
Do you often go clubbing with your friends?
Not much these days. I like to dance, but it's become a meat market. He leans back, studying me intently.
So, were you shopping for meat tonight?
Nope, just enjoying a night out with friends.
Well, if you were looking for meat.
I'm not sure if it's the alcohol that gives me the boldness, but I playfully tap his abs. I can feel the solid muscles beneath his shirt, sending a jolt through me. Mental note, keep your hands to yourself for safety. Is this your usual approach to meeting women? Prowling clubs? Looking irresistible at midnight?
Not typically. This is my first time inside a club unless it was for an important event in years.
And so where do you usually meet women then?
Various places.
That's vague. I raise an eyebrow.
Okay, let me be more specific. The last woman I went out with, I met her on a flight from California.
The waitress arrives with our drinks, and the attractive stranger takes a big gulp.
But I'd rather not discuss other women while I'm with you.
All right, what would you like to talk about then?
How about we start with everything I imagined doing to you when I first saw you in that dress?
His gaze moves down my face and takes its time appreciating my figure in the form-fitting little black dress I'm wearing. Watching him look at me with all that hunger keeps weakening my resistance. I swallow. Sorry to burst your bubble, but those will remain imaginations. He chuckles and lifts my hand, bringing it to his lips for a gentle kiss.
How much have you had to drink tonight?
Not enough.
That's great.
Why?
Because it's not my thing to challenge women whose rationality has been reduced by alcohol. I need the real sport.
It's my turn to gulp from my glass. I'm feeling lightheaded, and it has nothing to do with the alcohol. So are you saying that no matter what I say or do, you will convince me to get into your bed tonight? The heat in his eyes confirms his mission.
That's right.
I smile, devilishly. That sounds like a challenge. As time passed, I realized I shouldn't have challenged the hot stranger. If there's anything higher than the veteran title in seducing women, it has to be whatever his name is. My brain drops subtle warnings about him being a bad, bad boy, someone who will never willingly get involved with the likes of me. That should have been my first clue, but his aura was so suggestive that I lost my head in the clouds in no time. From the way his lips curve, and he lets out smooth words, it's clear that he can work his magic with thousands of women, and he seems to have years of experience, plus hundreds of female victims behind him. Tonight, I'm a victim too. I've been one to react like this to men or seek out one-night stands, but I wonder if wanting one with this particular man makes me a tramp. When he bends to let down his empty cup, my eyes catch black ink on his neck. Damn, he even has tattoos. My eyes are still in his neck when he reaches out to swipe a red blotch off my lips.
You have a thing for tattoos? No offense, but you don't look like the type.
Hot stranger remarks, an amused glint dancing in his eyes.
I have a load of them from my chest to my waist. Want to see?
You've got the wrong idea. But did he get the wrong idea? I mean, I've mentally pictured out about 3 explicit sex scenes with this man in the last 10 minutes. Can he see through me? A slow grin split his face.
You're cute when you blush.
I am not blushing.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
I'm pretty sure I trust my eyes more than you.
He raises an eyebrow. I can't believe how long his eyelashes are, the way they seem to shadow his cheeks. At this moment, I'll make the greatest mistake of that night when the hot stranger pointedly asks me,
Do you want to go back to my place? This place is getting too crowded, you see. Netflix and chill?
The plan is to see a movie and probably share a cup of tea. But come on, I've been an adult for 10 years, and I've been in the dating market long enough to decipher the underlying meaning in men's coded languages. But despite that knowledge, I find my head bounding up and down and my mouth saying, of course. 2 hours later, I'm on fire in a hot stranger's living room, living out the scenes I imagined at the club. Chapter 3. Alicia's Taste of Ambition. The moment I get on the bus heading to my new job, I know it's the start of another streak of unfortunate events. It all began when I noticed that the subway was incredibly crowded, and to make matters worse, the air conditioning wasn't functioning. This meant the only available train was a local one, not an express. As I stand sandwiched between other sweaty passengers, beads of sweat travel down my back. On my right, a huge man dressed in a sleeveless t-shirt clings to the overhead pole. My face aligns perfectly with his bushy armpit, and his deodorant isn't working. My left side, meanwhile, doesn't offer a markedly better experience. While I have a hunch the lady beside me doesn't smell as bad, she generously shares an unmasked series of sneezes and coughs. Fortunately, I arrive at work a few minutes early and can quickly stop in the ladies' room to fix myself up. The sweat and humidity have wet my shirt, making my hair a frizzy mess. I dig into my pocketbook and fish out some hairpins and a brush. Thankfully, I can manage my hair to a considerably perfect condition. My bare face will have to do with only a baby wipe and lip gloss as cleanup, since I hadn't thought to bring any eyeliner. A woman walks in while I'm arm deep inside my shirt with a damp paper towel, wiping sweat from the valley between my breasts. She catches what I'm doing in the mirror. I promise it's not what it looks like. I was so hot on the subway and it's my first day, I explain, even though she doesn't ask. I don't want to be a sweaty, smelly mess. She smiles. Been there. Gotta break down and take a cab in July when it's this humid, and you want to impress the higher-ups at the job you've been dying to land. Yeah, I grin. After I rush to clean myself up, my morning appointment leaves me sitting in the lobby for over an hour before my manager remembers me. It isn't pleasant, but I get some time to fully cool down and also check out some details about the company. Miss Schmidt? A smiling woman calls from the door leading to an inner office. I slip on my suit jacket and follow her inside. Sorry to keep you waiting. We had a small emergency this morning with all of our cafeteria staff, and it had to be dealt with right away. I'm Elaine, by the way. Call me Ellie. Alicia, it's nice to meet you. Elaine steps aside as we arrive at a large corner office. Have a seat. The head manager would like to meet with you. Oh, okay, thank you. A few minutes later, the head manager of Butcher Group walks in. It's the woman from the bathroom, the one who'd seen me wiping my breast. Great. I'm glad I'd at least done it without unbuttoning my shirt. I tried to recall what we talked about other than the weather. I don't think there is much. I see you've cooled off. Her tone is very businesslike, not at all friendly like it had been in the bathroom. Maya Coughlin. Yes, nice name, and sorry about the bathroom. The heat hit me hard today. She shuffles some papers on her desk into a pile and fires on without any further small talk. I'll keep this short and straight to the point, she says. You must be wondering why the company suddenly decided to hire a nutritionist after 30 years of operating without one. That's not true, but I let Maya continue. There's been a change. If you related with your colleagues, you must have caught a whiff of rumor about the chairman's son returning to take over. Unfortunately, I have not, I respond, even though what I want to say is that I fail to see how that concerns me. I just want to do my job. The rumors are true. Eric Butcher is indeed coming back, and he's coming today. He requested to hire a nutritionist, so you may work directly with him occasionally. He's known to be tough, so avoid future clashes with Eric. I plead with you never to leave your patients at home. Also, you have to read this. Maya passes a hardcover notebook. It's a handbook that contains his nutritional preferences. If you feel any necessary change must be made to the cafeteria's menu, feel free, but please work with this. Maya's words sound more like, hey, explore the park, but I'll keep this rope around your neck so you don't go too far. Thank you, Miss Coughlin. That will be all. Go on and meet your colleagues. I find my way to the cafeteria, which I already know is going to be my favorite place to be in the company. The place is more expansive than an average event hall, kept simple, and the decor plain. It consists of nothing but whitewashed walls, white tiles, and leather furniture. There's no rude, blonde, bitchy employee with a stick up her ass who will fight me for dominance and popularity in the kitchen like Seline had illustrated. Everyone receives me with huge smiles on their faces. I itch to tell Seline I won't need her lessons on beating up workplace rivals and getting away with it. It's only day one, but I already love my new job. It rekindles something inside of me that I haven't felt in a long time. Passion. I spend all morning in a dietary think tank session, listening to my team come up with ideas. These people feed off each other, building off each other's thoughts to come up with the best single idea, rather than competing with one another. Since I'm new, I listen more than I speak. The cooks that are not on duty, Sylvia, the tall blonde, Chef Ron, Scott, and Travis, her colleagues, beckon me to join their table after the meeting. Since they just finished cooking for the day, they are gathered in the back room, engaged in light conversation. Does anyone know what the director is like? I ask. Sylvia shakes her head. The only thing I heard from my friend is that he must be an alien that doesn't eat and doesn't let others, especially junior workers like us, see him. I was going to ask you what he looks like, since you will work directly for him. I wonder if he's hot. Tall? Rich? Travis swats Sylvia lightly. Of course he's rich. Haven't you checked him online and seen the automobile monsters he drives? The seniors call him a devil. They say he's crazy. Like, crazy, you know? Ron grins, twirling his long hair. You know, I heard that there's this one time he fired his secretary for making a typo when she drafted his schedule. Oh, and I heard they call him Time Bomb, Scott says. They say he carries a timer to all his meetings. You must present your ideas in under 3 minutes. If you don't, kaboom, he explodes. Seriously? What's this man's problem with time? Thank you, guys. I think I know more than enough. I'm going to work hard and impress him. You can try, Travis answers. After eating, Ron takes me around the office a little. During that session, I learned some more details about Eric Butcher. He's a spoiled, incapable of feeling only child set to inherit billions from his father, the chairman. But from what I hear, he may be the most intelligent man ever. So, Eric invents the products himself? I ask. Perhaps I should have spent time Googling the man before coming today. He used to, although these days he has an inner research and development team. But most of the ideas they work on are his. Believe it or not, that pretty boy is the smartest person I've ever met. He has a penthouse on top of this building to be close to work. There are rumors that he once went a full week without getting any sleep. What was the first product he ever invented? The advanced MediFriend. I stop in place. The what? Ron laughs. It's packaged as PulseGuard now that it's licensed in 50 countries. But back in college, it was MediFriend. He invented PulseGuard? I've heard that stuff is awesome. Sure did. I heard during college he lived in a frat with many nerds. Some of them were hardcore into tech inventions. During his sophomore year, a few had begun to compete in local contests. They had to take extra care of their health, and they didn't, so Eric's best friend died. I hear that's the story behind PulseGuard. That's sad. I agree. Yes, but it helped Butcher Group make their first billions. That's seriously unbelievable. Yep. He's like the Zuckerberg of health inventions now. Has a dozen other products he's recently finished. I feel the need to stalk him on social media growing every second. I'm disappointed you haven't. Laughing lightly, I fish out my phone from my pockets and switch on its connection just as Ron leads me to the company's pool area. I'm too distracted to ask why there's a pool and who uses it, or to ask Ron where he's going when he quickly asks to be excused. Looking down at my phone as I walk, I crash into someone. Sorry, I wasn't looking where... I freeze. The sight of hot strangers standing there is almost enough to knock me over. What are the chances? I do a double take, sure I am seeing things. But it is him, all right, in the flesh. And what flesh it is. Standing there shirtless and wet, wearing nothing but a pair of low-slung swim trunks, he has me stuttering. Literally. Hey. I can't get the word out. Of course, hot stranger doesn't miss a beat. He smirks and leans in.
What a pleasant surprise.
He remembers me. Of course he does. I shake my head, attempting to snap myself out of it, but it is no use. He is so tall, and I am so short. I have no choice but to stare at his body. Water trickles down his abs. I'm mesmerized, watching it speed up and slow down as it crosses the rippled lines of his 8-pack, covered in tattooed drawings. Damn. I clear my throat and finally speak. Good afternoon. I'm pretty freaking proud of myself for getting that much out. The hot stranger has a towel slung around his neck and lifts it to dry off his dripping hair, revealing even more flesh. His pectoral muscles are carved and perfect. And oh my God, is that... Holy shit, it is. His nipples are cold and erect, and one of them is pierced. I hate myself for reacting this way to him. It doesn't help when he smirks, having noticed that I'm affected by his presence. I want to crawl into a hole right now.
Alicia Schmidt?
I double take when hot stranger mentions my full name. Did he stalk me? As if reading my mind, he adds,
It's an advanced world. You shouldn't be surprised that someone knows your name, especially when that person hates your guts as much as I do.
My tone is cool, and while it's difficult, I hold his amber gaze that is probing into mine for some reason. Does he expect me to break and cry? I open my mouth to respond, but Ron, who suddenly shows up behind me, beats me to it.
Oh my God, Mr. Butcher,
he says, frantically making me stiffen. Mr. Butcher? As in Eric Butcher? The hot stranger has a malicious look on his face when he replies.
Good afternoon, Alicia. Pardon me for not introducing myself earlier. I'm Eric Butcher. It's very nice to meet you.
No frickin' way.